So this is how we are going to filter through our single tower. First thing we do is we get all our materials. This is our filter water, and we pour off 250 mils in our graduated cylinder. If you notice this was already wet, that's because I just rinsed it with Milk-U and then rinsed it with sample water again. So now that we have that, we put on the stopper part of our manifold. We take our pre-weighed filter paper, 47 mil, put it on the filter tower, make sure there's no gaps, put the magnetic cup on top, hook up the vacuum pump, and we're going to put some of this 250 mils through the filter, just enough to give a sample rinse in here. Note I'm not adding extra, I am using the 250 mils that I measured out because it's still going through that filter. We turn that off as soon as there's no water, because even the suction can potentially break the filter if there is nothing actually going through. Disconnect that. Nice sample rinse. Spin it first, that way you have water coating the inside. You can notice it going out helically as it comes out. Now we reconnect everything and we're ready to filter the rest. And this water we keep, we don't dump it out, because this is going to be our nutrient samples, as well as our TNDOC and our TDP. If you have two pumps, now would be a great time to actually get working on the second pump, but that will be later in the video. Cup comes off, we grab the filter, place it back in the tin. Tin is labeled, so we know exactly which filter it is, because we need the pre-weight and the after weight, so we know how much total suspended solids there are on that filter now. And we would take this and pour it off into our sample bottles. So I'm not keeping the sample, so I don't have this labeled, but normally you would have this labeled with your TN, TNDOC, or your nutrients. Sorry, I think I said TN. I meant TDP. Comes off. Comes off. That's filter sample. Okay. So now we're going to be looking at how to use our triple tower filter. So this is for chlorophyll, PCN, and PP. We're going to put 100 mils through each of them. First thing we do is we take our combusted filters right here, and we place them on each of the towers. There is actually a right side up to these. It's going to be slightly concave. You want that side up. Now, we don't actually care about the filtered water on these. This is specifically for what is in the water. So all the wastewater is going to get collected in here. So we connect that to our filtering station. We reconnect our pumps. Make sure these are on there really good. And then we pour off 100. That's trash. If it goes over, I don't know how much extra there is, so I can't record it. It's fine to go under, it's not fine to go over. again, just like anything else before I put it in here, just with sample rinsed and nice and clean, so we don't have to worry about cross-contamination. Alright, now we open the gauges on the bottom, and we're ready to filter. Now, when you're actually doing this, you would have a sample data sheet that you'd be recording the filter volume for each sample, so you know exactly how much went through there, because we need that for our concentration calculations. That's all through, so I'm going to turn off 2 of them because our phosphorus sample is going to need to be rinsed with 0.17 molar sodium sulfate. We're going to put 2 aliquots of 2 mils sodium sulfate. That's 1. That is 2. The reason we do that is it prevents the phosphate from binding too strongly to a filter pad. That way we can actually measure it when it comes time to do analysis. So as long as these are all combusted filters, it doesn't matter which one is actually chlorophyll and which one is PCM. The only one that matters is the one that has sulfate is phosphorus. One of these, we have little foil packets that we'll use to contain each of these filters. That way they don't get broken or contaminated or lose some of their material. So now is the hard part of physically getting this, folding it in half. Grab a second pair of forceps. And we fold it like a taco, nice and creased, and then we put it in the packet, which would normally be labeled with whatever your sample ID is and what the analyte is. So this would be, for example, sample 11051 pp for particulate phosphorus. And we do the same for chlorophyll, and we do the same for PCM.